All right, so let's just jump right in. We're going to bust some major SEO myths wide open today. I bet you've heard that keyword density is king. You know, like the more keywords you cram into your content, the higher you'll rank.
Yeah, that's one of those SEO dinosaurs that just refuses to go extinct. But hold on to your hats because we're about to debunk that myth with some hard-hitting data.
Okay, hit me with it. I'm ready to see this myth crumble.
All right, so remember like back in the day when everyone was aiming for like a 2-3% keyword density?
Yeah.
Well, research has shown that pages ranking #1 now average just 0.9%.
Yeah.
It's a complete game changer.
That is way lower than I expected. So what's the secret sauce now? If it's not about stuffing keywords, what's Google actually looking for?
Well, Google has gotten incredibly sophisticated with its algorithms. Think of it like this. Back in the day, search engines were like those old school library card catalogs, just matching words, you know?
Yeah.
Now they're like super powered librarians who understand the meaning and relationships between words.
So instead of just matching keywords, Google is trying to understand the overall topic and how well my content covers it.
Exactly. And that's where things like natural language processing and topic depth come in, you know. It's about creating content that's comprehensive, insightful, and truly helpful to users.
Okay, so ditch the keyword stuffing and focus on creating in-depth, valuable content. Got it. Now, what about backlinks? I know those are important, but I've also heard that Google penalizes sites for having too many. Is that true?
That's another myth we need to address. Remember that major Google update back in December 2022?
Yeah.
Sites using aggressive, spammy link-building tactics saw their rankings tank overnight. It was a clear signal from Google that quality trumps quantity when it comes to backlinks.
So it's not about going on a crazy backlink spree, but rather about earning those high-quality links from reputable sources, like building a network of trusted allies in the SEO world.
Exactly. High-quality backlinks are like gold for your SEO. They tell Google that your site is trustworthy, relevant, and worth ranking higher.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So we need to ditch the keyword density obsession and build a strong backlink profile. Got it. Now, what about those meta keywords tags? I remember those from way back when. Do they still matter at all?
Meta keywords. Talk about a blast from the past. It's like trying to revive the dinosaurs.
Yay.
Google officially confirmed back in 2009 that they don't use meta keywords for ranking.
Oh, wow. People are still worried about those.
It's shocking, right? But a 2022 study by SEMrush found that a whopping 37% of SEO professionals were still optimizing them.
So optimizing meta keywords is basically a waste of time.
Totally. It won't help you, and it might even give your competitors a sneak peek into your strategy, which you definitely don't want.
Good point. It's time to let go of those ancient SEO practices. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about content length. Is it true that more content always equals better SEO?
Well, it's not as simple as that. Yes, having more high-quality content can be beneficial, but simply churning out tons of content without focusing on quality is a recipe for disaster.
So it's not about quantity, it's
Yeah.
about quality.
Exactly. Google's helpful content update in 2022 made it crystal clear that they prioritize user-centric content, content that provides real value, answers questions thoroughly, and keeps users engaged.
Got it. So if I'm writing a blog post, for example, should I aim for a certain word count? Is there a magic number?
There's no magic number. Focus on creating comprehensive content that fully addresses the topic and satisfies the user's search intent. Put yourself in the reader's shoes. Are you providing them with everything they need to know? Are you answering their questions in detail? Are you keeping them engaged from start to finish?
Okay, so it's about matching the content length to the user's needs and providing value above all else. Speaking of content, let's talk about duplicate content. Is that an instant penalty? I've heard horror stories.
Don't worry, duplicate content isn't as scary as some people make it out to be. Having some duplicate content on your site is not going to send Google into a frenzy. They understand that sometimes content needs to be repeated, like product descriptions on e-commerce sites.
Phew, that's a relief.
Yeah.
So when does duplicate content actually become a problem?
It becomes an issue when it's clearly manipulative, like creating doorway pages designed to trick search engines, or when it's excessive to the point where it affects the quality of your site.
Got it. So we can breathe a sigh of relief about those accidental duplicates. Okay, so we've covered keyword density, backlinks, meta keywords, content length, and duplicate content. That's a lot.
Do it.
Hey everyone, why don't you pause for a moment and check out the links in the description below. We've got some amazing offers that will help you put all this knowledge into action.
Good idea. Take your time. We'll be right here when you get back.
All right, welcome back. Now let's dive into another persistent SEO myth. SEO is a one-time task. Set it and forget it, right?
Oh, if only that were true. But SEO is a constantly evolving game. Search algorithms are updated all the time, and user behavior changes too.
So it's more like a marathon than a sprint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to be constantly adapting and refining your strategy. Think of it like tending a garden. You need to nurture it regularly to keep it thriving.
So regular checkups and updates are key. What about social media? Do all those likes and shares directly impact SEO?
This is a tricky one. While social media doesn't directly impact rankings, it plays an important indirect role.
How so? I'm intrigued.
Think about it this way. When your content is shared on social media, it gets more visibility, which can lead to more backlinks and traffic to your site.
Okay, so it's more about boosting brand awareness and driving traffic.
Exactly. And that can indirectly benefit your SEO in the long run.
Got it. So social media is still a valuable part of the overall SEO strategy.
Absolutely. It's all about taking a holistic approach. And speaking of holistic approaches, let's talk about mobile friendliness.
Is that even a question anymore? I mean, everyone uses their phones for everything these days.
You'd think so, right? But surprisingly, some businesses still haven't fully embraced mobile optimization.
That's crazy. So why is mobile friendliness so important for SEO?
Because Google uses mobile-first indexing. That means they primarily use the mobile version of your website for indexing and ranking.
So if my site isn't mobile friendly, I'm basically shooting myself in the foot.
Pretty much. You're going to lose out on a huge chunk of potential traffic.
Okay, that's a no-brainer. Mobile optimization is a must. What about subdomains? Do those hurt SEOs?
That's another myth. Google treats subdomains and subdirectories equally when it comes to SEO.
So it doesn't matter which one I use.
Not from an SEO perspective. The key is to choose the option that makes the most sense for your website structure and user experience.
Okay, that's good to know. Now let's talk about the myth that SEO results are immediate. I snap my fingers and boom, I'm ranking #1.
If only it were that easy. SEO is a long game. It takes time to see significant results.
So how long should I expect to wait? Give it to me straight.
It varies depending on factors like your industry, competition, and the quality of your SEO efforts. But generally, you should expect to see noticeable improvements within a few months, not overnight.
So patience is key.
Yeah.
Got it. What about exact match domains? Do those still guarantee rankings? Like if my target keyword is blue widgets and my domain is bluewidgets.com, will that automatically boost my rankings?
That's another outdated myth. Google cracked down on exact match domains years ago.
So having a domain name that exactly matches my target keyword won't automatically boost my rankings?
Nope. In fact, it could even hurt you if your website is low quality.
Interesting. So it's better to focus on building a strong brand and website rather than relying on an exact match domain.
Absolutely. Brand recognition and reputation matter a lot more these days.
Makes sense. Now let's address the myth that link building is dead. Is it time to bury this SEO tactic?
Oh, link building is far from dead. It's still a crucial part of SEO.
But I thought Google was penalizing sites for having too many backlinks.
That's not entirely true. What Google penalizes is manipulative or spammy link building. We talked about this earlier, remember? Quality over quantity.
Right. It's about the quality of the backlinks, not just the quantity. Those high-quality backlinks are like shining endorsements.
Exactly. They're a vote of confidence from other websites telling Google that your content is valuable and worth sharing.
So we need to focus on building a natural and diverse backlink profile. Got it. What are some good ways to build those high-quality backlinks you mentioned?
Think of it like networking in the real world. You want to connect with reputable sources in your industry, create valuable content that others will want to link to. Guest blogging on relevant sites is another great strategy.
Okay, so it's about building relationships and providing value. It's all starting to click now.
Yeah, it's all about being like a good SEO citizen, you know?
Right.
Building relationships, providing value, and creating content that people genuinely want to read and share.
Okay, so let's talk about page speed. I know that that's important for SEO, but is it a pass-fail kind of thing? Like, do I need to stress about getting a perfect score on those core web vitals tests?
Not at all. Think of it more like a dimmer switch. You know, every improvement you make, even a small one, can have a positive impact on your rankings and user experience.
Okay, that's reassuring. So what are some easy wins when it comes to page speed? Where should I start?
Well, start by optimizing your images. Make sure they're compressed and in the right file format. Yep. Leverage browser caching so your site loads faster for returning visitors. And choose a fast hosting provider. I mean, that's like the foundation of a speedy website.
Got it. Optimize images, browser caching, and fast hosting. Check, check, check. Okay, what about schema markup? I've heard that can boost rankings. Is it true?
Schema markup is like adding labels to your website's content so search engines can understand it better. While it doesn't directly improve rankings, it can significantly enhance how your site appears in search results.
So it's more about getting those eye-catching rich snippets, like star ratings for products or event details.
Precisely. Think of it as like dressing up your website for the search results party. Schema markup helps your site stand out, which can lead to more clicks.
Got it. So it's worth implementing, even if it doesn't directly boost rankings. Okay, let's tackle another big one. Longer content always wins, right? I've heard that longer blog posts automatically rank better.
That's a common misconception. The ideal content length really depends on the topic and the user's intent. Sometimes a short, concise piece of content is all that's needed.
So how do I know how long my content should be? Is there like a secret formula?
Put yourself in the searcher's shoes. If someone is looking for a quick answer to a simple question, they don't want to wade through a 5,000-word essay. On the other hand, if someone is researching a complex topic, they'll appreciate a comprehensive, in-depth article.
Makes sense. So it's about matching the content length to the user's needs and providing value above all else.
Got it. Now let's talk about the holy grail of SEO. The #1 spot in the search results. That's all that matters, right?
Not necessarily. While being #1 is great, other positions can still drive valuable traffic and conversions.
Really? So I don't need to freak out if I'm ranking second or third? Exactly. In some cases, ranking slightly lower can bring you more qualified leads. People who are further along in the buyer's journey, they've already done their research and are closer to making a purchase.
Interesting. So I shouldn't fixate on that top spot and miss out on other opportunities. Okay, what about H1 tags? Do those need to contain exact keywords? Should I be stuffing those with keywords too?
That's another outdated SEO belief. Modern SEO is all about using natural language and creating a good user experience. Your H1 tags should be clear, concise, and accurately reflect the content of your page.
So I don't need to cram keywords into my H1 tags.
Think of your H1 tag as like a welcoming headline that invites users to read your content. It should be enticing and informative, not keyword stuffed.
Got it. It's all about providing value to both users and search engines. Now let's talk about disavowing backlinks. I've heard that I need to get rid of any low-quality backlinks pointing to my site. Is that true?
Not necessarily. Google's pretty good at recognizing and ignoring low-quality links these days. They have sophisticated algorithms that can filter out spammy or irrelevant backlinks.
So when should I actually disavow a backlink?
Only if you suspect that you've been targeted by a negative SEO attack. Where someone is deliberately trying to harm your rankings by pointing spammy links at your site. Or if you have a large number of clearly spammy backlinks that you want to clean up manually.
Okay, so I don't need to obsess over every single backlink.
Exactly. Trust Google to do its job and focus on building high-quality backlinks that will actually benefit your site.
Okay, that's a relief. So we've covered a ton of ground today. We've debunked myths about keyword density, backlinks, meta keywords, content link, duplicate content, SEO being a one-time thing, social media's impact, mobile friendliness, subdomains, instant results, exact match domains, link building, page speed, schema markup, the importance of ranking #1, H1 tags, and disavowing backlinks. Phew, I need a breather.
It's a lot to take in, I know, but it's all incredibly important for anyone who wants to master the art of SEO and see their website climb those search engine rankings.
So what does all this mean for our listeners? What's the big takeaway?
It boils down to this. Modern SEO is about aligning your website with what Google and other search engines truly value. It's about ditching those outdated manipulative tactics and embracing a more user-centric approach.
So instead of trying to trick search engines, I should be focusing on providing value to my audience, creating content that people actually want to read, share, and engage with.
Exactly. Think about what your target audience is searching for and create content that answers their questions, solves their problems, and exceeds their expectations.
Okay, so it's all about shifting my focus from outdated tactics to a more user-centric approach. If I make my users happy, Google will be happy too.
You got it. By creating a website that users love, you'll naturally attract the attention of search engines.
That makes sense. It's like building a house. If you lay a strong foundation and use high-quality materials, the house will stand strong for years to come. But if you cut corners and use shoddy materials, the house will eventually crumble.
That's a great analogy. And just like building a house, SEO takes time, effort, and a commitment to doing things the right way. There are no shortcuts or magic tricks.
So what are some actionable steps our listeners can take to improve their SEO based on what we've learned today? What are some things they can start doing right now to make a difference?
Well, first, conduct a thorough SEO audit of your website. It's like giving your website a health checkup. Identify any technical issues, broken links, or areas for improvement. Then, focus on creating high-quality original content that provides real value to your target audience. Remember, content is king. Optimize your website for mobile devices. Make sure it's responsive, loads quickly, and is easy to navigate on a smaller screen. And don't forget to promote your content and build relationships with other websites in your industry.
Okay, so audit, create, optimize, and promote. Got it. Those are 4 powerful steps our listeners can start implementing right away. Any final words of wisdom before we wrap up this epic SEO myth-busting adventure?
Remember, SEO is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort and adaptation. Stay curious, keep learning, and always focus on providing the best possible experience for your users. And most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. The world of SEO is constantly changing, so it's essential to stay flexible and adapt to the latest trends and best practices.
Great advice. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of SEO myth-busting. I know I've learned a lot, and I hope our listeners have too. So until next time, remember to ditch those outdated tactics, embrace the power of user-centric SEO, and watch your website soar to new heights.
Happy optimizing!